Well, hey everybody, John here, and thank you for joining the channel. Today we've got a video coming to you. I've just landed on the ground here in Orlando, Florida, and we are headed over to Epcot. And so this video, I'm going to show you what I've been doing all day after a 5 a.m. wake-up call at home as I got on the flight. But what I've been doing is stacking Genie Pluses to use at Epcot here this afternoon and evening. And we're going to show you how easy that is to do on your arrival day. We'll talk with you about it in just a second. But as always, thanks for watching our channel. Make sure you subscribe so you can see when we release other stuff, and hit the notification bell. Again, thanks for joining us here on the channel, and let's talk using some Genie Plus at Epcot. All right, well again, thanks for being here, and we are going to talk today how you can stack some Genie Pluses to use on your arrival day here at Walt Disney World. And specifically today, I'm doing this at Epcot. And so it was an early morning for me at home. Now make sure you are keeping in mind where you live in the country. For me, I was in the central time zone, and so my times that I could make Genie Plus reservations and those types of things are an hour earlier for me than if I was already on the East Coast on Eastern time. And so it was 6 a.m. for me that I could make that first Genie Plus reservation. And you certainly want to make sure you have Genie Plus purchased by that time, so you're not purchasing it at 7 and then you're late to those rides. Now, always remember, if you want an individual lightning lane or at the parks where there's virtual queues, you definitely want to do those first. I missed the virtual queue for Guardians of the Galaxy. I was going to try to get it. I was on a plane. The internet was not very good, and so I didn't get the virtual queue at 7 o'clock for Guardians of the Galaxy. But I was able to get a lightning lane secured, and so at 7 o'clock I booked a lightning lane for Remy's Ratatouille Adventure. I think I booked it for around 11 o'clock. I was about 2 minutes late because of the Wi-Fi on the plane. I have since moved that. Again, once you make that reservation, you can modify it to later in the day. If it is a Genie Plus lightning lane, you cannot modify an individual lightning lane like Guardians of the Galaxy, but you can modify the regular Genie Plus lightning lanes. And so I have modified it until much later this evening as I'm in the World Showcase. I've got Remy's booked. At that point, I could book another Genie Plus 2 hours after the park opened. So that was at 11 a.m. I was on the East Coast by that point, so it was actually 11 a.m. for me. And at 11 a.m., I booked a test track lightning lane for about 4:30. And so I had that booked for 4:30. I've since moved that back just a little bit to kind of fit in a better window for me. But I was able to book that at 11 o'clock. And then at 1 o'clock, or about 1:15 by the time we were right in the midst of landing at 1 o'clock. And so here in Orlando, and so as soon as I got off the plane and got my internet turned back on, I was able to book Soarin' for just about 45 minutes later. Again, I've moved that back a little bit as well so that it's in my window when I get to the park. But so all day I've been stacking Fast Passes, and I'm now going to head to Epcot here. Probably will get there about 3 o'clock or 3:30. And I'm going to have a test track ride ready to go. I'm going to have a Remy's Ratatouille Adventure ride ready to go. And I'm going to have a Soarin' ride all ready to go here for me today. Now, also, I am staying off site, and so I didn't have the option to book individual lightning lanes at 7 a.m. If you're in a Disney resort, you can book individual lightning lanes. So at Epcot, that's Guardians of the Galaxy at 7 a.m. I'm not eligible to do that because I'm staying off site this time. And I'm going to test some of those things for you when you stay off site, so we kind of know how that works. But Guardians of the Galaxy, I was able to get an individual lightning lane at 9 a.m., which is when the park opens. If you're an off-site guest, you can get one when the park opens at 9 a.m., and I'm just checking my notes here. But I got one at that point. I could have gotten it for any time. All the way up until about 11 a.m. they were still available. I picked 4 p.m. or 4:10 p.m. just because that's going to fit into my window of being there. So I've got 4 rides stacked and ready to use here at Epcot this evening. I will mention if Frozen appeals to you more, I could have done Frozen. I would have wanted to do it instead of Test Track. By the time I got to my Soarin' window at 1:15, Frozen was gone. So probably if you want Frozen, you may have to make that decision between Remy's, Test Track, and Frozen. You probably can't stack all three of those unless it's a pretty low crowd day. So that's what we've got working. We'll take you along with us as we get over to Epcot and ride some of these rides. Again, thanks for joining us. Let's head over to Epcot. All right, so we made it here into Epcot. I'm going to head over and head towards Soarin' first, but I'm excited for my first time to see Epcot with all the construction walls that have been up for a couple years. So we're going to look around this area just a little bit, and I'm already loving it with no construction walls. So it's cool to be able to navigate this park again. There is still a little bit of construction down here on a few final pieces of this transformation. But it is nice to be able to access World Showcase again without going way out of your way. All right, so come into the Land Pavilion here because our first Fast Pass we have stacked for the night here on my arrival day is for Soarin'. It's starting here at 3:30. It's going to be my first one, and then we've got 3 more rides at least already booked. So we're going to head on down here to Soarin'. All right, heading into Soarin'. It was a 30-minute posted wait, but of course we've got that first stacked lightning lane. And I'm really excited to see Soarin' over California. It's been so long they've got it playing right now instead of Soarin' around the world. So excited to see that for the first time in a long time. All right, so just got done on Soarin', had a great ride. Loved seeing Soarin' over California again. It's been too long, but just kind of came back through the main area between Spaceship Earth and the World Showcase, and this nice new seating area here. Still the building under construction behind me, but some really nice seating here and those kind of things. So really liking what they've done with the main plaza hub area here at Epcot. So we'll keep exploring, and we're going to head over. Our next lightning lane we've got stacked is at Guardians of the Galaxy. Such an awesome ride. We'll go do that one, and we'll check in a little bit. All right, so here we go. We're going to head in and use our individual lightning lane on Guardians of the Galaxy. Super excited to be back on this one. All right, got done with our Guardians ride. Got September as the song. It was an awesome ride, and now heading into Test Track for our next lightning lane. Again, this is the third one that we have stacked from our travel day. It's a 45-minute posted wait, but we're going to jump in the lightning lane. All right, so we just finished our ride on Test Track. Fantastic as always. And if you're counting, that's our third lightning lane that we've stacked. One of them was an individual lightning lane at Guardians, but just trying to kind of show you can have a great day of stacking Genie plus lightning lanes here on your arrival day. I got it in the park about 3 o'clock. I've done Soarin', Guardians of the Galaxy, and Test Track all through the lightning lane, and I've got one more back at Remy's. So we'll check out, or we'll check in with you when we are back there at Remy's. We're going to work a little bit around the World Showcase, and then our Remy's Lightning Lane will be up. And so that will be 4. And honestly, I could get about any Lightning Lane left in the park. Of course, you can't do rides a second time with Lightning Lane, but I could get Figment, Spaceship Earth, Finding Nemo, Turtle Talk. You could get any of those pretty much immediately right now. I'm not planning on doing those tonight. Going to hang out in the World Showcase a little bit, but just letting you know, I will have done 4. You could easily do 8. Probably the only one you will have trouble getting if you follow the path I did would be Frozen. But of course you could trade Test Track for that if you've got younger kids, and do it that way. So we'll check in back at Remy. Alright, it's getting a little dark, but we have made it back to Ratatouille. This will be our 4th Lightning Lane that we stacked here on our arrival day. We flew into Orlando International here at about 1 o'clock today. Skyliner over there. Some fireworks, got a fireworks cruise boat coming in. But we flew in about 1 o'clock, and we have done 4 Genie Plus attractions. This will be our 4th in just about the 3.5 hours that I've been here at the park. So I'm excited to go in, and we'll do Ratatouille. All right, so heading in to use our Lightning Lane. The standby is 60 minutes. So we're going to jump in the Lightning Lane. All right, well, that's going to do it. We had a great ride on Remy, and I think we've shown that with Genie Plus, you can still, if you want to get a half a park day in on that day that you arrive, stacking these Lightning Lanes for the evening. We've been here for, I think I misspoke earlier, I've only been in the park for about 3.5 hours, and I'm done with all 4 of those. 3 of them were Genie Plus stacks. 1 was the Guardians individual Lightning Lane. But again, I could have gotten several other Genie Plus Lightning Lanes to the less popular rides as well. So not only the 3 headliners that I did in Soarin', Test Track, and Remy, but could have definitely gotten a bunch of other ones as well. So with that, thanks for watching. Make sure you contact our sponsors, Big Dreams Travel. If you want to plan a Disney World trip, we can help you with all of the details. But with that, thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe to our channel. We'll see you next time.